folks, it's Laura here and welcome to this video summary for lesson 5. So today what we're looking at is responding to one no trump and two no trump openings and what the responder is trying to do. Now the first thing we need to know about is what does a one no trump and a two no trump opening promise. So this is where the very first bid by the opener is one no trump or two no trump. Now the first thing, they say a specific number of points. So one no trump promises exactly 15, 16 or 17 points, no more, no less. And two no trumps promises 20, 21 or 22 points. Again, no more, no less. If they've got more or less than these numbers, they can't open those no trump bids. They have to open with one of a suit. So this is where we go back to one club or diamond or heart or spade. Now the other thing is that they do need to be a balanced hand. So they're either a 4-4-3-2, 4-3-3-3 or 5-3-3-2 shape. Or another way of thinking about it, they've got roughly the same number of cards in each particular suit. Now the other thing, a lot of people get a bit confused. Maybe they need to have high cards in all the suits or something like that. Don't worry about the location of the high card points. It just matters how many high card points that are in the hand and that the hand is balanced. They're the two requirements that we need to have to open with one no trump or two no trump. So now what we want to look at is why responding to no trumps is different to responding to a suit opening. And this is based on the fact that the responder now already knows from that very first bid what points that the opener has. And again, they've also got the information that they are balanced. So for instance, if the opener starts with one no trump and the responder has 12 points, straight away they can do the maths to add the points together. So if I was the responder and I had 12 points, I'd know that my partner's got at least 15 points, so we'd have 27 together, and at most they've got 17 points, so we'd have at most 29 points together. And they can do that arithmetic right from the very start, from the very first bid that they make. And that's why responding to one no trump is completely different to responding to one of a suit opening. And this is because a suit opening just promises 12 or more points. Could be as few as 12, but it could definitely be many, many more, like 20 points. We just don't know. So in terms of being the responder, the main differences that you have, for starters, you can pass even if you've got 6 points. Normally we'd have to bid with 6 or more points if our partner opened a club, a diamond, a heart or a spade. But if they've opened one no trump, if we wanted to, we could pass with 6 or 7 points. The other thing, we are allowed to make a bid with as few as 0 points. And this is because we might want to find a better place to play than one no trump. So there are two main differences. Now, when we're selecting our bids after one no trump, we're always trying to find the answer to the questions. How high can we go in the bidding? And also, what should be trumps? Now, the first question is actually the easier one. How high can we go? And this is because, again, the responder can add the points of the partnership together. And we like to divide this into 3 separate point ranges. So the first is a game forcing hand. So that's when I've got 10 or more points. And the reason I can be what's called a game forcing hand, opposite the one no trump, is that I know that our partnership has at least 25 points together. That's the minimum. Now we also say that the responder could be a weak hand. That's sort of 0 to about 7 points. And this is a hand that no matter what our opener has, there won't be enough for game. And that's because we know that openers' maximum that they have is 17 points. The tricky one is actually right in the middle, so it's normally 8 or 9 points. And this is because there is a chance of 25 together, but there's a chance of just having less. So we call that invitational points, or it's a hand where you actually want to find out more information from your partner. So straight away, if you're the responder and your partner opens one no trump, you're going to be making the decisions, and the first thing you need to consider is how high can we go, and that's based on what your points are. 0 to 7, I class myself as weak. If it's 8 or 9, I'm invitational, and 10 or more, I'm actually in the game forcing range. So the next thing is thinking about what should be trumps. And the first thing we consider is, well, what's the implication after I know that my partner's balanced? Now, when your partner said they're balanced, it means that if you have a 6-card suit, you will automatically have a fit with your partner. And this is because opener needs to have at least 2 cards in any particular suit. So if I had 6, I'm guaranteed a fit with partner. With less though, with a 5 card suit, I'm still going to have a fit with them most of the time. And this is because when they say they're balanced, they're actually more likely to have 3 cards in any one suit. So if they're a 4-3-3 hand, I'm going to have a fit with them no matter how those suits are divided, because they'll have 3 cards in every suit, or maybe even a 4th for me. If they're a 4-4-3-2, I'm still going to have a fit with them 75% of the time, although there is that time they might only have 2 cards, and the same would apply if the opener is actually a 5-3-3-2 shape. And this affects a lot of our decision making when we bid as the responder and our partner's opened 1 no trump. So the next thing we need to know is what exactly are our options. Now we want to have these divided into what are our weak bids, our inviting bids, and also our game forcing bids. And it's good to just know these options off the top of your head. So a weak bid, I can either just pass the 1 no trump, or I could bid 2 diamonds or 2 hearts or 2 spades. These are my only bids that I can make if I have a weak hand, so if I've got 0 to 7 points. If I have an invitational hand, that was the 8 to 9, the only bid that I can have is 2 no trumps. This one has the problem though that I'm committing to no trumps. We'll learn more about that one in a sec. And then we've got our game forcing bids. So this is where we might bid at the 3 level, bid 3 clubs, 3 diamonds, 3 hearts, or 3 spades. And we've also got our game forcing bids that are just simply bidding a game contract. So this is where we can actually place the contract in the right location right from the very go. Now, the idea with these 2 different game forcing bids, if we bid a suit at the 3 level, it's a hand that we need to have more information from our partner. If we just bid at the game level though, it's because we know straight away where the contract should be placed. We don't actually need any more information from partner. So if we bid 3 no trumps, 4 hearts, 4 spades, 5 diamonds or 5 clubs, that's our way of saying to partner, I know this is the spot to play, I don't need any more information from you. Now what we might do is have a look at our cheat sheet and see how these all work. So the first point range that we're going to look at is our weak points. So that's 0 to 7 high card points. This is where I know that I won't have enough for game no matter if partner's bottom or top of their range. Now the first thing to look at is where do you want to play trumps? And if you have no 5 card suit in your hand, you actually want to just come down and pass. So you actually just want to pass the 1 no trump, and your partnership's going to play in a contract of 1 no trump. And that's fine. You're allowed to pass because you know that the partnership won't have enough points for game. On the other hand, if you do have your own 5 card suit, what you want to be able to do is suggest that suit to trumps. And the way that we do this is we just simply call it at the 2 level. So if I've got 5 or more, and it's 5 plus, not just 5, it could be 6 or 7, in hearts, spades or diamonds, I simply just bid that suit. Now what this says to partner is that I want them to pass, I just want to play in that trump suit. And the idea is that you're actually bettering the contract from 1 no trump. You're finding a better place to play. Yes, it is a level higher, but it's going to be worth more tricks for your side if you can play with that trump suit fit than if you're playing in no trumps. I like to think of it as if we're in no trumps, it's just sort of the high cards that win tricks, so our aces, kings, queens and jacks. Whereas if we could play with the trump suit, I'll get to win tricks with the 2s and 3s. So normally this is worth at least 1 more trick to our side, so we're happy playing that level higher for that safety. Now if you do have 5 or more clubs, this is a bit of the weird one, where you actually just pass the 1 no trump bid. We can't actually bid 2 clubs. Now the reason for this is that later on you're going to learn that there's a convention called Stayman, which is used for a different purpose. So just for now, we're just not having you bid 2 clubs. We're keeping that on the back burner for later. There is a supplementary video that talks a little bit about what Stayman is and what you're going to use it for later on. Now the next point range to deal with is our invitational points. So this is where we had 8 or 9 high card points. And basically what it means is that with openers 15 to 17, we might have enough for game, but we might not. Now this particular area is actually the hardest to deal with, and without using conventions it is quite challenging to deal with it, but I'll go through sort of what I recommend as the best approach. It's not perfect, but it'll get you to the right spot most of the time. So the first thing is, if you have a 5-card major suit, generally you've got to bid as though you have 0 to 7 points. The problem is what you have to do is you either have to bid as though you've got 0 to 7, or you have to bid as though you've got 10 plus. So it's a bit of a challenge there, but generally with just a 5-card major, you might want to bid as though you've got 0 to 7. So you'd go back to the table with 0 to 7 points and you'd use that instead of using this 8 to 9 table. If you wanted to, you could break it up even further and say, if I've got 8 points and I've got a 5-card major, I'll treat it as though it's 0 to 7. But if I've got 9 points, I'll treat it as though it's 10. But the problem is you basically can't sit in the middle area. You have to move to one side or the other. You have to move to either being a weak hand or being a game forcing hand. Now, if you don't have a 5-card suit, what we're going to do is actually bid 2 no trumps instead. And what that will do is that will invite our partner to game. Your idea of the 2 no trump bid, so partner bids 1 no trump, you bid 2 no trump yourself, is it simply says to partner, look, I need to know, are you closer to 15? Are you closer to 17? And that's how our partner's going to answer. If you do have a 6-card major suit, what I would suggest is that your best approach is going to be treating it as though you do have 10 or more points. So again, you'd leave this particular flowchart and go on to the next one, which covers the game forcing hands. Now, the reason that I like to suggest this rather than the approach taken with a 5-card major suit is if you've got 6, you're guaranteed a fit with your partner. And also that 5th and 6th card in the suit are often going to take tricks anyway as trumps, and we're not giving them any high card point value for that. So generally, your best approach at this stage is going to be treating it as though you've got 10 plus points. Again, you can't sit on the fence, it's a bit murky. The invitational range is sort of the hardest. Then also, if you do have a 5-card minor suit, again what we do is we simply bid 2 no trumps. That'll be inviting our partner to game again. Now the idea with our minor suits is that it's not as powerful being able to play in a minor, and that just relates to the scoring. The reason for this is that playing game in a minor suit requires us to take 11 tricks, and we need a few more points to do that. We want to have sort of 28 or 29 points. So often what you'd prefer to do is actually play in no trumps where you've got a minor suit fit, and this is because you'll often be able to get the game bonus with just 25 points playing in 3 no trumps rather than playing in 5 of a minor suit. But that's a bit of an advancing that you'll learn down the track. Now the last area that we want to look at is if we've got 10 or more points, and I've added in a little column here on the left which isn't on your sheet, but they will be in the book that you get next week, which is that if you've got no 5-card suit at all, you simply just bid 3 no trumps. So this would be if you're balanced normally and your partner's balanced, you can just place the contract straight into 3 no trumps. You could also do this if you had a 5-card minor suit. So partner opens 1 no trump, you just simply bid 3 no trumps yourself. Now, if you have 10 or more points and you've got a few of the different hands, you've got a different route of going down it. The first important thing to do, if you have a 5 or a 6-card major suit, is distinguish exactly which one of it is and get to that right box. Now, a 5-card suit's actually completely different to a 6-card suit in this situation, and that's because of our ability to guarantee a fit with our partner. If we have a 6-card suit, we can guarantee a fit with our partner because they have to have 2. If you've only got a 5-card suit, you can't actually guarantee a fit. You need to find out more information from your partner. So what we do, if you've got a 5-card major suit, you jump bid to the 3 levels. So you, for instance, if I had 5 spades, I'd bid 3 spades, and that's going to ask my partner for more information. If on the other hand I had 6 or more cards in my major suit, I actually just jumped to the 4 levels. So for instance, if partner opened 1 heart, my job would be to bid 4 hearts if I had 10 or more points and I had a 6-card major suit. If we've got minor suits, it's a little bit funny. What we want to do, if it's just a 5-card minor suit, I just generally bid 3 no trumps with 10 or more points. I don't bother telling my partner about it and exploring it as trumps. I kind of ignore it. If I've got a 6 card minor though, what I might like to do is bid my suit at the 3 level, and this is basically my way of suggesting to my partner we might want to have that suit as trump. So we might want to play in 5 clubs or 5 diamonds. If you've got a 7 card minor suit yourself, what you want to do with 10 or more points is jump to the 5 level, so 5 diamonds or 5 clubs, which is the game level in a minor suit, and that's just telling partner this suit must be trumps because we can guarantee a 9 card fit there. So there are our options based on the points that we have and what we're trying to convey to our partner. Now the next thing we want to look at is how the opener bids after that first response. And basically this depends on what happened. So if I've opened 1 no trump and my partner's made a bid, I need to know what my job is to do next. Now the first thing is being able to interpret, was partner's bid game forcing, or was it weak, or was it invitational? Now we know that they might pass our 1 no trump. If that's the case, that'll generally end the auction, so we won't have any more bidding to do. But they could have actually bid 2 hearts, 2 spades or 2 diamonds, which is another weak bid. Now if your partner does this, your job is simply to pass if you were the opener. So if I opened 1 heart and my partner bid 2 spades, my job is just to pass. And this is because responders said to me, look, I've got 5 or more spades, but I don't have very many points. I'm telling you that our best spot to play is just going to be 2 spades. We don't want to get too high. So my job's to pass. Now if the responders simply jump to a game contract, something like 3 no trumps, 4 hearts, 4 spades, 5 clubs or 5 diamonds, my job is just to pass, and this is because the responders told me where we're going to play that contract. They already were able to make that decision based on knowing that I had 15 to 17 points and a balanced hand. Now there's a couple of bids where your partner's going to want more information from you. The first is if they actually responded 2 no trumps to your bid. Now if this is the case, what they're trying to ask you is, we do want to, or they're telling you we want to play no trumps, but they're also asking, are you closer to 15 points or are you closer to 17? And that's because in their mind they know that if you've only got 15, we're not going to have 25 together, but if you do have 17, you will. So this is where they were 8 or 9 points, and they also liked no trumps. And your job, if you're just 15, is to pass, but if you're closer to 16, 17, you're actually going to give game a go and should bid 3 no trumps. And lucky last, if your partner came back and said 3 clubs, 3 diamonds, 3 hearts or 3 spades, this would be their way of conveying to you that they've got enough points for game, but they need more information from you about whether or not you have a fit for them. So they've promised at least 5 cards in that suit that they've bid. Your job is simply that if you've got 3 cards to go with them, up the same suit to the 4 level. So if I open 1 no trump and partner bid 3 hearts, my job would be to bid 4 hearts if I held 3 cards in hearts. And it doesn't matter about the quality again, it's all about the quantity. So just, do I have 3 of them? If I didn't have 3 cards in the same suit, my job is to just simply bid 3 no trumps, and that'll be where we play the hand. So that's what I'm trying to do as the opener. Now I've just got openers bids here on basically the slide from PowerPoint, so you might want to prefer, I guess, reading it this way rather than seeing it on the flowchart. But basically, just to summarize again, opener's job after responder's first bid, if their bid was a weak bid, they want to pass. If their partner bid a game contract, they want to pass. And if their partner bid one of those bids to ask them for more information, which was bidding 2 no trumps or bidding a suit at the 3 level, they need to think about what information their partner's after. So if it was 2 no trumps, it's simply, are you 15 points or are you closer to 17? And if they bid a suit at the 3 level, your partner's asking you if you've got a fit. And if the answer is yes, give them a raise. So that's when you've got 3 or more cards in the same suit. And if the answer is no, simply just bid 3 no trumps. So that's when you only have 2 cards in the same suit. Now the next thing we looked at is how we respond to 2 no trumps as an opening bid. Now, a 2-no trump opening promises that there's 20 to 22 high card points in a hand, and again, it's going to be balanced. Now, this is a little bit different to a 1-no trump opening for a couple of reasons. First of all, the point ranges change, and this is because responder can do a different set of maths based on what opener is shown. And we generally say that with 0 to 4 points, the responder probably doesn't want to go to game, but with 5 or more points, because they can guarantee the partnership has 25, they do want to go to a game contract. The other thing that's changed is how high we are in the auction already. So once 2-no trumps has been open, we're already very, very high. We no longer have the 2 level to bid at. And this actually constricts the options that we have. So first of all, if the opener's a weak hand, 0 to 4 points, their only option is to actually pass. They can't do anything else. If they're an invitational bid, they can't do anything either. They have to choose basically if they're going to be a weak hand or a game forcing hand, and this is just because of the limitation of how high we already are in the auction, that we've gotten rid of that entire level of the bidding. So what this means, they can either pass or they can make a bid, but anything that they do bid will be forcing their partnership to game. So in terms of the bids that they might make, the first thing they could do, just like over 1-no trump, they could bid a game contract themselves. So 3-no trumps, 4 hearts, 4 spades, 5 clubs or 5 diamonds, in which case the opener will pass. Or the other thing they could do, if they need to have more information from their partner, is bid a suit at the 3 levels. So 3 spades, 3 hearts or 3 diamonds. Again, we're just going to set aside the 3 club bid. Again, this is going to be used for that conventional meaning called Stayman. You can see the supplementary video on that. But yeah, we're just going to reserve that bid and not use it at this stage. So in terms of making the decision of what to bid, what we'll do is have a look at the flowchart again. So with our options after a 2-no trump opening, responders' first job is to group themselves into their points. Are they weak points or are they game forcing points? And remember, because the openers promised 20 to 22, these points are different than they would be if they opened 1-no trump. So if I've got 0 to 4 points, I class myself as weak. If I've got 5 or more points, I class myself as game forcing, because I can guarantee the partnership's got 25 together. So first we'll look at when you've got 5 or more points. Now the first thing, if you've got no 5 card suit yourself, what you simply want to do is bid 3-no trumps. So you're going to place the contract in 3-no trumps. You also do this if you've got a 5 card minor suit. So again, you just bid 3-no trumps. You're choosing that the partnership is going to play game in a no trump contract. The next thing we look at is what do we do if we have a 5 card or longer major suit. And again, it really depends on how long that suit is. If it's only 5 cards, you're going to need to ask your partner for more information. So you want to bid that suit at the 3 levels, so 3 hearts or 3 spades. If you've actually got 6 cards in your suit, you don't need to ask your partner for more information, because you can guarantee that your partnership has 8 of them together with your 6. So what you do in that situation, if you've got a 6 card or longer major suit, you simply bid it at the 4 levels. So I'd bid 4 hearts or 4 spades in response to the 2-no trumps. Now if you've got a 6 card minor suit, what you're going to do at this point is simply commit to playing in that minor suit at the 5 level or at the game level, and bid 5 clubs or 5 diamonds. Now if you've got 0 to 4 points, remembering that our only option is to pass 2-no trumps if we want to play game, this is the route you should go down if you don't have a 5 card major suit. So if you don't have 5 or more cards in hearts or in spades. Now if you do have a 5 card or longer major suit, this is going to sound silly, but what you want to do is you want to bid in exactly the same way as though you had 5 or more points. So you stop looking at this 0 to 4 area and go back to the 5 or more points and bid in the same way. Now this might seem silly, but the rationale is that if you've got a 5 card major suit yourself, you're very likely to have a fit with your partner. And if we've got a fit, our little cards in that suit are going to take tricks. And we're not counting any points for them. So generally we're going to take 1 or 2 more tricks. And so we want to be able to bid to that suit and play with that suit as trumps, and we do run the risk that we are a couple of levels higher, but most of the time, because we'll have a fit, we'll end up taking more tricks anyway. So what you do, if you did have a 5 card or longer major suit, stop looking at this box, go across to the 5 or more and see if you fit into a 5 card major or a 6 card or longer major suit. And this is how we respond to no trumps. Now, the last thing, if you're the opener and you started with 2 no trumps and your partner made a call, you basically do the same sort of thing as though you opened 1 no trump. So firstly, you have to see what call your partner made. Now, because we've started the auction higher, the 2 levels no longer available, so we're just looking at the 3 level. If partner bid a game contract, 3 no trumps, 4 hearts, 4 spades, 5 diamonds or 5 clubs, again, our job is to pass. On the other hand, if partner bid a suit at the 3 level and 3 clubs would no longer be a bid they'd make, our job is to raise them if we had 3 card support, or alternatively to bid 3 no trumps if we only had 2 cards in the same suit. So this is if we were actually the player who opened 2 no trumps and our partner made the next bid at the 3 level. So just to come back to our PowerPoint and have this written down for us if you prefer to look at it this way, if you were the opener and you started with 2 no trumps and your partner then responded, if they just passed, the auction will finish. If they bid to a game contract, your job is to pass. If they made a forcing call, so this is where they bid a suit at the 3 level, your job would be that if you've got 3 cards support for them, you want to raise that to the 4 level, so bid the same suit as them but a level higher. And if you don't have a fit with them, so you've only got 2 cards in the same suit, instead you want to bid 3 no trumps. So that's how we respond to 1 and 2 no trump openings. Now, the key things to take away from today are that first of all, responding to 1 and 2 no trump openings is completely different to responding to a suit opening, and this is because the responder can straight away assess the combined assets of the partnership. Basically what happens is that the opener has been the limited player and the responder is now the captain making the decisions from the very start. Now, we can also bid with as few as 0 points if our partner opens 1 no trump, but you also don't have to bid with as many as 6. And this is because we can do that math straight away. The other thing about a 1 no trump or a 2 no trump opening is how powerful it is knowing that the opener is a balanced hand. So this is where, for instance, if you've got a 6 card suit as the responder, you can guarantee a fit with your partner. And just to summarize what your options are, if partner opens 1 no trump, if you're just a weak hand as the responder, 0 to 7, you can either pass the 1 no trump or you can bid at the 2 level. If you're a game forcing hand, you can either jump straight to a game contract if you know where you want to play, or if you need more information from your partner, you might bid your suit that you like at the 3 level. And if you want to invite game, your only option is 2 no trumps with your 8 or 9 points. Now, if 2 no trumps is opened, it's a little bit different, and that's because openers promised more points and also because there's less levels that are available in the auction. We've already cut out the entire 1 and 2 levels. So what this means is that any bid by a responder is going to be forcing the partnership to game. Now, if I'm the responder, if I've got 5 or more points, I'm definitely happy to go to a game contract, and I can either just bid to the contract if I know where we should play. If I don't know where we should play, I might bid at the 3 level and ask my partner for more information. If I've got 0 to 4 points, I might choose to pass, but if you do have a 5 card major suit or longer, instead of passing 2 no trumps, your better option is to actually bid as though you've got 5 or more points. Yes, you're going to get to a game contract and you might be too high, but what's going to happen a lot of the time is because you'll have a fit with your partner, you're going to take more tricks that you need to have to get to a game bonus. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week. Bye for now.